Hey guys, Connor back. I am here today on another Tuesday to bring you my top 5 favorite films of 2016. So far, we've kind of hit the midpoint of the year. Might as well share my top 5 favorite films of the year so far. First off, I have to give some honorable mentions. I couldn't put Captain America: Civil War on my list, but it is a phenomenal superhero film, one of the best that I've seen. Action-wise, the Russo brothers just knocked it out of the park. Personally, it didn't beat their previous superhero film, Winter Soldier, for me. I think Winter Soldier is more of a cohesive superhero film. It's more tight. It's got almost no flaws, to be honest. It feels exactly like a 70s spy thriller. That's what I loved about it. Civil War, I have pretty big issues on the ending, on how it ends, but other than that, it's a stunning action film that Marvel has brought us once again. They've had some missteps, but I think Captain America: Civil War is not a misstep by any means necessary. Next on my honorable mentions list is Green Room, directed by Jeremy Saulnier, who brought us Blue Ruin a couple years back, and I have to say, this director is putting out some of the best indie films that I've ever seen. They're lean, they're mean, they're short, but they pack a punch. They really do. Green Room is about this punk rock band who gets a gig at kind of a neo-Nazi compound, I would say, and things get out of hand really fast in the green room of the place, and man, it's just, you're on a ride the entire time in an hour and 40-minute runtime. And it does star Anton Yelchin, who recently passed away, sadly, and man, he's great in the film, and he's great in all of his performances that he does, and I wish he was still alive, because he was just on the edge of being a fantastic movie star, a big, huge movie star, and it's just so sad to see him go. But yeah. Next up, I have Deadpool on my honorable mentions. It's a great R-rated comic book film, great R-rated superhero film, and Ryan Reynolds gives an amazing performance as Deadpool. He was born to play Deadpool, and I saw it 4 times in the theaters. One of the movies that I've seen the most times, and Mad Max Fury Road I think was 3 times last year, but Deadpool is great. It's gotten a little bit worse as I think about it, but it's still really fun comic book film. Closing out my honorable mentions is Zootopia. Couldn't quite put it on the top 5 list, but it is a great animated film, one of the best that I've seen recently. It's so clever, the world building is fantastic, and yeah, the voicing is great as well. And just it's so mature for an animated film that it's great. It's a great animated film. I loved every minute of it. The Breaking Bad reference is hilarious. I was crying at that scene. It's just a great time. Alright guys, time to get to the top 5 list. At number 5, I have Everybody Wants Some. This film is directed by Richard Linklater, who brought you Boyhood, Dazed and Confused, School of Rock, a lot of great coming-of-age films, and this is one of them. It kind of revolves around this group of baseball players in the 1980s, about like several days before college starts for them, and it's just a great ride. One of the funniest films I've seen in recent memory. It is so funny, and it's got like no recognizable cast members. Like they're all up and comers, like they're newcomers. They're new actors that I've never seen before, and every single one of them had delivered a fantastic performance, comedic and dramatically wise, and it is just a phenomenal film. It's got heartfelt moments, but also a lot of humor, and I just cannot stop recommending this film to my friends. Everybody Wants Some. It's great, and it's named after the Van Halen song. You know what I'm talking about. Number 4 on my list is Sing Street. I couldn't put it higher, but it is an amazing film. It really spoke to me on a personal level. It's about this kid who goes to this academy in Ireland or Scotland, I forgot. But he meets this girl who happens to be a model, and he tries to impress this girl by starting a band with the people that he knows, with his so-called friends, I guess. And but no, it is a great journey of just like finding yourself, and it spoke to me on a personal level, and I really loved it. Sing Street. I think it's Peter's favorite film of this year so far, but yeah, I can't blame him. It's a fantastic film. Everybody needs to see it. Number 3, I have The Nice Guys. Such a refreshing crime comedy from Shane Black, especially from his last film, Iron Man 3. Yeah, gosh, Iron Man 3 sucks. But it's certainly better than that film, in my opinion. But no, yeah, The Nice Guys, I never thought Ryan Gosling could play like a comedic character like that, but he did. He has great comedic chops to him, and I can't wait to, I kind of want him to be in more comedic roles now, more than dramatic. But the whole story is great, because sometimes in these crime films they can get a little bit confusing, but I didn't find this confusing one bit. It was fun, it was dirty, it was raunchy, but it was almost heartfelt in most points as well, which really surprised me. It's just packed with surprises, great action, great comedic bits. Some of the one-liners are hilarious, and I'm still thinking about them to this day. And it's just a phenomenal film. Number 3, The Nice Guys. At number 2, I have Swiss Army Man. I actually just watched this recently, and it is such a refreshing original film that I'm still pondering about as I watched it like several days ago. And some of the messages in this film are just amazing. I was blown away by the originality of this film. I've never seen anything like it. The performances by Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe are amazing. Especially Daniel Radcliffe. I think he stole the show for me as this farting corpse named Manny. I won't give anything else away, but just go watch it now, because it didn't make that much money. I didn't really expect it to, because it is not a movie for everyone, like at all, because it is out there. Like you have to suspend logic for this film, because there's no way to interpret. I mean, there's obviously ways to interpret it, but it's hard to. It's a ride. One of the best cinematic experiences I've had recently, I'd say, in the past couple of years. Number 2, Swiss Army Man. Number 1, I have The Witch. I just love this film. It's so brilliant in every way that it's constructed. The acting, the cinematography, the art direction, the music is phenomenal. Now, people are calling this, it's not a horror film. It's more of a suspenseful thriller. I think it is most definitely a horror film, because it has elements of horror film. It's horrifying. It's got witchcraft. It depicts this family being torn apart, and it's so accurate to the time from historians that I've read on the internet. They say like there's nothing wrong like historically about this film, and I just love it so much. It's unnerving. It's captivating in the way that it's shot, in the way that it's edited, in the way that it's just put together. It's such an intricate horror film. Unlike anything that I've ever seen. Just the feelings that I got from this film, just goosebumps, just shivers, I was genuinely terrifying when I saw this in the cinema. It's a breathtaking horror film, one of the best horror films that I've ever seen. Please go see The Witch. It is not a typical horror film. It is definitely out there in some points, but that's what I love about it. Like, it takes risks, and I love when movies take risks, and it's definitely worth it. Please go see The Witch. It is a brilliant horror film. So yeah, that was my top 5 favorite films of the year so far. Like I said, we've kind of hit the midpoint of 2016. It's been a great year for cinema so far, and I cannot wait to watch my other anticipated movies of the year and closing out this year. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to Roughette, and I will see you guys next time.